June 28, 1969. A turning point in history. The police start a routine raid on a New York gay bar, arresting those who were viewed as criminals simply for being openly queer. On this night, however, something changed. This was the night where, instead of giving in, hundreds of LGBT people fought back and declared that they were no longer going to be treated as second-class citizens. Amongst the crowds of protesters and police officers, the rubble and the riot vans, was the transgender activist who helped start it all. When police stormed the Stonewall Inn, Marsha P Johnson refused to give in, toppling the first domino in this ongoing line towards equality.
Marsha P Johnson arrived in New York City in the summer of 1966, choosing to live her life authentically and openly. She would walk the streets in elaborate outfits of her own creation that partially protected her from the hatred the world fired at her. With headdresses adorned in lights and beads and fruit, she turned heads wherever she went. Each outfit she made was like a personal paradise garden. Each bead an exotic flower. Each light an ornate petal. For every person who showed her kindness, she would repay the favour by gifting them part of her outfit. Like planting a seed that reminded people that the greatest power they had was in being themselves. As that seed began to grow and that person began to flourish, they would find themselves branching out to those similar to them, bending and arching towards them like a sapling towards the sunlight. Finally, blossoming, with their colours on show for all to see, and passing that seed of authenticity to another to begin the cycle again.
For generations, this cycle has grown and rooted Marsha into the fabric of LGBT rights. An activist whose message of authenticity and kindness has echoed beyond the nights of the Stonewall Uprising. That echo can still be heard today.
It is heard in the sound of wedding bells as same-sex couples get married.
It is heard in the voice of a child when they feel safe to come out to their family. It is heard in the smiles of someone who is able to live authentically as themselves.
But for all that Marsha stood for, and as far as her message carried, the hatred she faced can still be heard.
It is heard in the assault of queer people as they walk down the street, and the silence of onlookers as they turn the other cheek.
It is heard in the voice of politicians as they try to explain their homophobic comments. It is heard in the cry of a young trans person who tries to take their own life.
Someone's child, sibling, friend, who feels they can no longer live in a world that tells them
every day that they can't be who they are.
To date, transgender individuals still face the most abuse of anyone in the LGBT community. It is the responsibility of everyone to continue the fight that Marsha started.
So to you, whoever you may be, know that you have the right to be yourself and the power to change the world.